Hi. Today is Friday. Haven't vlogged, and I started making my dinner, and then I realized, oh, I should have vlogged this because it's ribs and rice, and I have mentioned that a while back when we were in one of the grocery stores that I wanted some ribs and rice. So I'll walk you through what I've done. I can't show you what I've done because I'm about done with it, but let's go look. So right here is what was a rack of ribs. Took them out the freezer. I put them in the pot, cut them up, put them in the pot, salt, pepper, let them boil until they're tender and falling off the bone. You then need to take the meat out of the pot, keep the broth that it makes. You're going to take the meat off the bone, the fat, the gristle, everything, put all that aside, leave the meat aside, okay? I have held back 3 cups of the broth. That is now boiling. I've got you can't see it, 1 cup of rice. Sorry it got foggy, but we're going to let that cook. I'm going to mix it, let it cook. So I've got the cup of rice into the pot with the 3 cups of broth that the ribs had made. You can put seasoning to your meat if you want to. I don't, because I do it the way I was taught to make it, just salt and pepper. Simple. It's kind of like making chicken and rice. You're going to let this rice cook. Once your rice is done, completely finished, and all the water is not evaporated out, but it's been absorbed by the rice or evaporated, whatever. You're going to take that meat from the ribs, add it into the rice, and you're going to stir it in there, okay? So let me get this done, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. I went outside this morning and got a few cucumbers out of our garden. Evidently, my husband had not been paying any attention. Look how big this is. This is a big cucumber. So instead of me cooking a vegetable, we're having ribs and rice, sliced up tomatoes from our garden, and sliced up cucumbers from our garden. That is a true southern meal, and it is so good. The rice had started boiling, so I shut it down, or cut it down. I'm going to put the lid on it and let it cook. I've showed you guys before how I make my rice. I'm actually going to what I'm going to do is I just cut the heat back up, let it boil a little bit. I'm going to shut it off and put the lid on it. That way it'll come out perfect. We'll be back in a bit. I showed you guys that one big cucumber. Check this one out. Look at that. Isn't that weird looking? Still edible. Here is one of the tomatoes from our garden. It's small, but I mean a couple of these is enough for us to slice up and eat for dinner with our dinner. Okay. Got the rice turned off. It's doing its thing. Once it's done, I'm going to add the pieces of rib meat to it, mix it up. Dinner will be ready, other than slicing up the cucumbers and tomatoes. You might be hearing a fan going. I've got my cooling towel. My hair's a mess. I had it up, I took it down, whatever. It's summertime and I'm outside on the porch because I can. I'm coming out here to take a break. I'm sitting on the furniture with my back problems that I have. It hurts to get up off the couch. I mean, I can get up, but then my back tightens up and I have a hard time moving for a few minutes. So I'm going to recap what we've done, okay? Get you some ribs, whether it's already, ribs that are boneless, if they even make boneless ribs. The ones that are already cut into individual ribs, you can get a whole rack of ribs. It's easier to do it with the ones that are cut up, or you can get your rack of ribs and cut them into individual. I did not. I had like clusters. Just because it was still partially frozen and I didn't feel like dealing with it this morning. But I put those ribs on this morning about, it was probably about 8:30 this morning. And let them cook until probably, I don't know, 11, 12 o'clock. Like I said, I put salt and pepper in mine. I put the ribs in the pot and then put enough water in it to cover the ribs and let them boil. You can put whatever seasonings in it. I've already said that. The rice, you want, I'll see how this goes, because I did add 3 cups of the liquid, the broth that the ribs made. Normally I do about 2.5 cups of water or liquid per cup of rice, but I went ahead and did 3 because, just in case. You can do whatever size you want with this. Make this your own. Do it however you want to do it. If you want to use, I would not recommend using yellow rice with it. That would not taste good. have you some butter beans or some filled peas and snaps, some black eyed peas, some home fresh grown green beans with fresh new potatoes would be great. Some biscuits, some cornbread, croissants if you want to do that, some rolls, or don't even do bread. We're not doing bread. And like I said, our vegetable slash fruit, since, you know, tomato is a fruit, whatever has seeds is supposedly a fruit, so that means that a cucumber is a fruit. That's weird. But anyway, we've got cucumbers and tomatoes, and that's what we're going to have as our side with it. It's a nice light meal, even though it doesn't sound light, it is. And it's good. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments. Have you ever made ribs and rice? If so, let me know. Chicken and rice. What's your favorite go-to meal in the summertime? For me, personally, I like bacon wrapped chicken. Boneless chicken breast, or you can do chicken tenders. And I use Grill Mates Applewood Smoke Rub and a little bit of salt. Put that on the chicken, put it in Ziploc, put it on the chicken, shake it around, make sure it's all coated, let it sit for a few hours. Overnight's better if you can do that. Soaks into that meat and it's so good. Take it out and I'll wrap bacon around it. Like, you don't see the chicken, okay? It's going to have at least 2 slices of bacon. I don't use the whole entire breast because sometimes they're like really thick. So I'll slice it in half to make it thinner and then wrap the bacon around it that way. And then we'll do like a pasta salad with the tricolor pasta, some bacon bits, black olives, some red and green bell pepper, some cucumber, grated Parmesan, and Italian dressing. And you can put cheese cubes in it if you want to. I don't do that. I just do everything but the cheese cubes. But it's really good and it's light. Okay, so it appears that the rice is now finished. We're going to check and make sure. Yeah, that's done. So let's get the meat and add it to it. Even I can make mistakes. You see, it's still got water in it. After I stop the last clip, I'll look really good, and yeah, there's still water in it. But the rice itself is done, so I'm just letting this water evaporate out. And Gabriel is going to cut up the cucumbers. How big that is. I cut it in half to make sure it's going to be alright on the middle, and it is. So rice is done. Rib meat is added. So what I'm going to do is I'm sure you know how to mix. You're going to mix all this in, okay? Gabriel has not had ribs and rice since he was young because I haven't made it in a long time. He's about to try it and let us know what he thinks.
This is really good. It doesn't need any added stuff like salt or pepper or anything like that. If you prefer stuff salty, then yeah, but...
Is it salty?
Perfect amount of salt.
Okay, good.
And the ribs give it a nice flavor. A nice meaty flavor, and it gives it a better texture instead of it just being regular cooked rice.
Right. Oh, this covers his whole face. My turn to taste. Give myself a pat on the back for that one. That is good. So the ribs and rice, along with the gigantic cucumber slices, cucumber from our garden. Make you some. So I would show you our plates of food, but neither one of us are hungry. But at least dinner's done. It's 5:27 in the evening. We'll eat after a little bit if we get hungry. If not, then whatever. It's there if anybody gets hungry. It's just hot, you know. When it's hot, you just kind of don't feel like eating. My face is red. I've been out in the sun all day. At least I'm getting some tan. Got me a base tan going on. Just got out the shower too, so after I got done cooking, I had to go take me a shower. You saw us sample the ribs and rice. It was great. You guys stick around. We got some Disney content coming up, celebrating the 250th anniversary, birthday, whatever, celebration of our country for the 4th of July in the heart of the Disney bubble. Magic Kingdom, Epcot, 4th of July fireworks. They're going to be coming in vlogs. Hanging out with friends. Richard, Disney Magic and Mayhem. Michael and Laura from In the Park Days, Dean the Turkey Legster, Julie and Michael with Adventures with Michael and Julie. Izzy is a viewer of Richard's, and he's also one of our fellow moderators on the In the Park Days channel. He's coming in from Miami. We're going to all hang out together for the 4th of July, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So it's going to be great. Just hang with me, okay? Just hang on. We'll be back soon. I might be able to get another vlog up before we leave. I don't know. My goal right now is to make sure we've got schoolwork done. We've gotten everything packed and we've got everything we need. If I have time in between to do vlogs, I will. If not, then we'll see you, I guess, next week or week after. But that's going to do it for today. Have a blessed day and I'll see you real soon. Bye.